you know what the heck, let's use this one here because I like this one. This might be something that in a help desk we could do this here. A user is unable to reach Google by typing the URL in the web browser, but is able to reach by typing in whatever the IP address is. So what this is a DNS issue, meaning that your computer cannot resolve google.com, meaning here we're going to try this. If you open up a command line, if you open up a command line and type this, ping google.com. So google.com is a domain name, okay? Domain name. Domain name. Okay? Keep that in mind. If we ping it, well, we'll get a result of an IP address as long as I have internet access. So here are our results. We got what ping does is it pings google.com, meaning like sends like a packet of data to it, and it tries to figure out what's going on and where it's at. In this case, it responded to us with an IP address, which is the actual address of where google.com server is located. They have multiple servers to handle load balancing, and that's fine. They probably have servers set up in clustering format. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting into too technical stuff here. But what's going on here is instead of you typing in 172.217.14.174, you can just type in google.com. And google.com being a domain name, the system that does this for you, where you can just type in google.com instead of the IP address, is called domain name system. Or also some people call it domain name service. But that's what it does for you. So instead of you having to remember that, that IP address, which would you normally type in if you want to reach a server or somewhere, you just have to remember google.com as in its name. Therefore, it's handled by the domain name system. So it does this for you. You don't have to remember numbers. It's easier to remember names than numbers. So if somebody has problem reaching the google.com by typing it in, it's like nothing happens. You get an error, for example, says 404 or something like that. 404 meaning that it doesn't exist or something like that. That means that probably there is an issue with domain name system that handles this that I just explained. That handles you just having to just remember google.com instead of the IP address, assuming that you can reach it by typing in the IP address. I wonder if they actually have blocked this. The reason he has a different IP address here is because when he pinged it, he received a different IP address at the time. So it's changed or just totally different one. Here it is. You see how, here, I'll do it again. See, I just copy pasted it that, and if I hit it, it's just going to switch to google.com. So it works backwards. But if a DNS did not work properly, it wouldn't say google.com. It would just say the IP address. But it's working fine. So there's that. Let me see. This one probably won't work. Yeah, this one's down. You see, it's just loading. Okay, so it's changed. All right. And the way you fix that is, let's see here. You can reboot the computer, of course. Or you can just type this in at the computer level, because it could be just at the computer level that he hasn't updated, doesn't have the updated DNS. That could be the case too. All right, so here, I'll show you. So you need to have command line running as administrator, and you just type in ipconfig/flush DNS. This will do it. This will flush DNS server locations, which help you resolve these domain names locally. And this might fix it, but again, well, here, I'll do it as admin. All right, here we go. ipconfig/flush DNS. Again, as help desk tier 1, you may not even be doing this stuff, but it's good to know. See? And now I would just reboot the computer. Now, this is just assuming that only one computer is not able to do this. Otherwise, most of the time, this is just the issue with the Google server, okay? So I'm going to reply this. If it's just you having this issue, you can use ipconfig/flush DNS command to, I don't know, I'm going to say reset DNS at local level. Otherwise, the issue is with DNS server for google.com. Okay, I'm going to save it and I'm going to close it.